Protecting the rights of consumers in a cosmopolitan city like Lagos is quite strategic and critical, especially when you consider the fact that this is the fastest growing city in Africa. Today we've got to speak with the General Manager of the Lagos State Consumers Protection Agency, Lascopa, Afolabi Sholebo Esquire. It's going to be looking at 2021, the outgoing year. And what are the future plans of Lascopa for the year 2022, especially for the rights of consumers in the city of Lagos? You're welcome, Gia.
Thank you very much.
How has 2021 been for the agency?
Yeah, thank you very much. That was a very good question. As I sit here, I'm very happy about 2021 as relates to consumer protection in Lagos State and its environs. It's been a moderate success because we're able to do a lot of public enlightenment, and we also had some programs for the people of Lagos State, like it was even the World Consumer Day sometime in March. We went around town and to enlighten people about the exposure of plastic bottles and throwing them around and the effects. We were also able to have a program on food safety and also exposure of plastic bottles to sunlight, which we took very serious because so many people don't even know that exposure of this plastic bottle to sunlight is dangerous to their health and is also cancerous. And we're also able to go to some secondary schools to do public enlightenment. We went as far as Ekpe, some within the environs of Ikeja and Oshodi as well. This 2021 has been very great for Lascopa, and in line with Mr. Governor's themes agenda, we're able to do a lot of resolving people's consumer protection rights, which they actually have under the law. The issue of electricity, which most people don't know, except for those people that actually benefited from this IKDC, KDC, and also on the banking sector, the issue of using ATM, using POS, and most of the cases were resolved here because people lodged their complaint. I could tell you vividly that if we want to take about 100% in terms of electricity, about 85 to 90% of those cases were resolved. Even the people that comes from the electricity companies too, they were even happy. Matters that can be easily resolved, which we don't even need to go into public to make so much noise. But we only have to let the people know that they have rights under the law, and that right will be protected by the Lagos State Consumer Protection Agency. And this year alone, we're able to realize about 8.5 million naira from people that actually breached the consumer rights, but we recovered about 148 million naira for complainants as regards their consumer rights being breached and money refunded back to them. And some of them, their products were replaced. In terms of staff development, we're able to organize, I'll say thank you to Mr. Governor, we're able to organize mediation training for our members, and it was fully paid for by the state. And also we're able to do 1 or 2 trainings here and there for members. But the most important of them all is the agency having annex offices in 4 local governments now. We have in Badagry, we have in Ikoyoba, India, and Ikorodu.
In the outgoing year, were there any form of challenges, and how were you able to tackle them, especially in the area of enforcement?
Initially, when our men do go out there for monitoring and enforcement, sometimes they are being harassed by shop owners or company owners as they don't have a right to be there. We decided to visit the CP of Lagos State, the CJ of Lagos State, even the head of NSCDC, and some other people that we know that we work in collaboration with, so that the steps we've taken now by 2022 and beyond, we know that things will be easier for us. We even visited the NAFDAC, and we got some information that regards products that should have product information. And if those information are not there, they are not good for consumption. Luckily for us, after those visits, we're giving officers that anytime we're going out for monitoring and enforcement, they do go out with us and make things easy for the officers to visit supermarkets and shops alike.
What is the future like for Lascopa in 2022, and what should Lagosians expect from the agency? Before
we even be talking about 2022, I want to say it out to Lagosians out there that at this festive period, they should be very careful about the product they see out there. Just last week, we still apprehended some people selling expired products. and we didn't mince words before we asked them to go, and they had an option to pay the fine. It's an heavy fine, or we take them to court immediately. But I want to assure Lagosians that come next year, we may not be able to be thinking about people paying fines again, because to me, I think it's a criminal act for people to come out there and be selling expired products to unsuspecting members of the public. It's dangerous to it's hazardous to people's health. That is why some people, they want to ask them what they take, and it's this same expired product that may lead to deformity or eventual death. So, but in 2022, we will be doing more public enlightenment so that people will become more aware. Now that we have at least 4 local governments and LCDA now, we'll be going out there. And it's also sent signal to those manufacturers and marketers alike that they think they can do whatever they like, but gone are those days. And we want to say it categorically that Mr. Governor is walking his talk. And I want to say that no matter whose ox is God, it's either you just stay on your lane and do the right thing by not infringing on the consumer rights of Lagosians. We have a bill before the House of Assembly that will give us more power to do what is expected of this agency.
Thank you, Gia.
Thank you very much.
The City of Lagos TV show will continue in a moment. Stay tuned.